Hey everyone, my name is Melissa. Thank you so much for checking out my new YouTube channel and podcast. I'm stoked that you're here. This has been something that's been kind of brewing for a while, and I feel like the timing couldn't be more right. And I think I actually also had to go through a few additional teachings, we shall say, learning experiences. This episode is going to be pretty short. I just want to kind of give you an idea of what to expect over the next, few months or as this unfolds. What we're going to be doing is starting with the whole concept of this matrix that we're living in. It's been scientifically proven that we are living in some sort of simulation. My goal is to help others kind of be able to see through it and beyond it, and then also understand how it operates in order to better position themselves to create a life that is truly meaningful, that's in alignment with their own unique way of being, instead of that cookie cutter, assembly production line that we are basically groomed to believe, think, feel, act, even set our goals, within these confines. Whereas the truth is, and this is probably one of the only moments that I claim to know the truth, because I think it's going to be very important to have an open dialogue, and the perspectives I'm sharing are going to be things that have inspired me, or things that I've learned, or things that just resonate. And then I would love to hear from you guys as well if you have any differing views or things to build on from there. My goal is basically just to facilitate, conversation around this very taboo topic, which is easy to be, kind of rubbed off as like conspiracy or whatever else, because it's not about any conspiracies. It's just about finding our way of truly creating this life that suits us and benefits us and is prosperous and is not, in fact, a scarcity trap, but very abundant if we just learn to listen and follow the signs. So we're going to transition from the not necessarily darker concepts, but they're uncomfortable truths, and it's easier to kind of shed a blind eye to it. And I'm not here to change any opinions. I'm more here to speak to the people that might also think similar things or are newly waking up to these things and forming their own opinions, but making them feel less alone or making them feel heard and validated. Because I know how lonely this journey can be at times, and I know how deeply ingrained we can be from the day we're born into this spiderweb, matrix, whatever you want to call it, of illusions. And I always had this intuitive sense that something was not right. I was looking around me, and I was, working decent jobs, living a 9-to-5 life, climbing the corporate ladder, but I was so miserable, and it was not, authentic by any means. But I also couldn't identify with the fact that everybody else just was okay with this. Not in an entitled way, not by any means. I'm all about the hustle and putting in hard work. But I couldn't understand that people were able to dedicate their whole lives, and whatever it is that you have to do to pay the bills, obviously, you do what you gotta do to provide for yourself and for your family, like that, no doubt. But I didn't understand how some people couldn't be questioning the fact that there should be a little bit more to this life, and that we just wake up and drive the car to work, and the car is paid for so that we can get to the job, and then we leave our house and our children the whole day long, and just carry on and take on more things than we're able to handle, because it's a bad thing to be able to say no, or that you're at capacity, because that's kind of like a weakness. And we brag about, oh yeah, dude, like I just put in this all-nighter, like so much hard work, and yada yada yada, when it's just not healthy. Like, it's just not. And still to this day, I have to say, like, as a kind of disclaimer, I still struggle with that workaholic type of attitude. I'm working on it, and there's a lot of deconditioning that we need to do as a collective and as individuals. So what my, I think, mission here is to help others understand that, this world does not operate from the scarcity trap or scarcity mindset that we've been groomed to believe. We truly are allowed, and we can very easily create a life that is meaningful, that we enjoy, and that is abundant. There shouldn't be a trade-off. Like, you can eat your cake and have it too, is what I'm basically trying to preach. We all know those cognitive dissonance moments that we all have as humans in the human experience. So we'll start from that as, I guess, the quote-unquote darker, side. And then once we have that foundation of what we're working with, graduate into let's design a life beyond our wildest dreams imaginable. In fact, I think there's so much to look forward to in the next coming years, because we are going to be transitioning through this new age of Aquarius, the golden era, where things are going to be very different and less black versus white, polarity, good, bad, all this duality. We're just going to be uniting, as we already are, and as we're seeing people starting to see through these things. So thank you for giving me a listen, and I'm looking forward to, I'm actually going to dive right into the episode 2, so check it out. Feel free to subscribe and stay tuned for the way this develops. Thanks. Take care.